Hello everyone, very good evening. Welcome to Oliveboard. My name is Varsha. You all in this session where we discuss agriculture and rural development from 1st of November 2020. Right? So the aspirants who are in the session, please let me know that the voice is clearly audible to you guys and the screen is also clearly visible. Yeah. So this session is very important for all those aspirants who are targeting the NABARD grade exam the year. And here we will discuss important current affair events that happened this first week of November 2025. Okay, so let's start our discussion. Let's continue further. Yeah. So, am I clearly audible? And how's the preparation going on? So, guys, most of the time you are keep on asking me when we will get the notification. Now, here's the notification. Okay. So we got the short notice for NABARD grade A examination, and most probably we can say that for, like tomorrow or the day after tomorrow we'll have the detailed notification for our NABARD exam. Right. So this is a time that you have to start focusing upon these things in a very well structured manner. Okay, this is a time your focus should be very clear. Okay, so let's talk about everything in detail, and wherever you feel like that voice is lagging or something, there's some other issue, please let me know. Okay, so let's start. So before going further, aspirants, you should have the application of Oliveboard in your mobile phone, okay? Because you will get the PDFs of YouTube classes from there, and as well as other important sources for your better preparations are also available. And one such source is the crash course. As this time, most of the students are demanding for the static portion related material, and all these classes will be available to you in live form. Okay, so make sure become the part of this crash course and start your preparations with us. Okay, so let's talk about on 2nd of November there is no such relevant news from 1st of November. Okay, so the most important news starts from 2nd of November. So what happened, like there was a news articles and in which there was specific mentions related to the national beekeeping and honey mission, like when was this mission launched, this mission was implemented by which ministry, and what kind of achievements we had already achieved as under this mission, and what are the key takeaways. Okay, so let's talk about all these things. So this national beekeeping and honey mission, what is it? It's a central sector scheme. And why there was a need arises to have this mission? Because we want to promote scientific beekeeping for holistic growth of beekeeping sector. Okay, bees are basically reared for the honey production, and we want this process to be more scientific. So that's why this mission was launched. Okay, and main aim is to bring about a sweet revolution. Okay, we know that there are some medicinal properties also associated with the honey that we are consuming. So that's why the need arises to consider this sector more holistically. Okay, and this mission, so when this mission was launched, it was having a total budget outlay of rupees 500 crore, and it was implemented from 2020-21 till 2020-25-26. So why it is no, why it is in news now? Because it is the time when we have to submit the final reports of this mission, like how much we had achieved during this time period. Okay, so every mission that is progressed, it have a end tenure, like this is a time period during which we have to do some progress as per this particular mission. So similarly, this mission and year is 2025-26. Okay, and national bee board is implementing. So this mission of national beekeeping and honey mission, this mission was implemented by national bee board. Okay, and there are three mini missions, so it is not that a complete macro mission that was known. It was actually implemented through three mini missions, and the main focus, we'll discuss about it. Okay, we'll discuss about the important points under these three mini missions. So each mini mission have certain focus, like they are focused on the productivity improvement, like what kind of measures we can adopt so that the productivity will be improved, then post harvest management and research and technology generation. Okay, so in 2024, like as per the data collected, India produced nearly 1.4 lakh metric tons of natural honey. And from this amount of natural honey that we had produced, India exported around 1.07 lakh metric tons of natural honey worth US dollar 177.55 millions in fiscal year 2023-24. And if we talk about our position, like at which rank we are now in overall production of honeys in global level, so we are the second largest exporter of honey globally. Okay, and in year 2020, like when this mission was just launched, or when we were just thinking about to take some holistic step in this direction, that time we were on ninth position. Okay, after focusing scientifically in this sector, we had improved our ranking, and now we are at the second largest exporter of honey. Okay, and there is a specific portal. The name of the portal is Madhu Kranti portal, and that was launched for the online registration and traceability of the source of honey and other bee products. Okay, so on this portal we can get the details like what how much honey is produced, how much other bee products are produced. So this is an online portal, right? Now, let's talk about the important points related to this mission. Okay, as I had already explained most of the important points related to this mission, now we are focusing on some other important points related to this mission. So here we go. So it would be like a revision kind of thing I'm mentioning here. So when like this mission was launched in the year 2020-21. Okay, this is a central sector scheme. Another, the National Bee Board is mainly related with this mission, and it was implemented by National Bee Board. Okay, so this is another important, right? So it's a central sector scheme, Government of India and ISKCO launched, and it works for the overall promotion and development of scientific beekeeping, production of quality honey and other beehive products. Okay. Now, another important points about it, it was under the banner of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Like we wants to become self-reliant in honey production as well. Earlier we were at the lowest ranking, but when we started focusing on honey production in a very scientific manner under this mission, we improved our ranking. And this mission was launched initially for the 2 years, okay, with a total budget outlay of 500 crore, and later on it was extended for another 3 years, okay, and the remaining budget of 370 crore from the original allocation were used for the remaining extended period, right? Now another thing, so what is beekeeping? So beekeeping is a agro-based activity. Okay. So when we talk about integrated farming system, like you are having a farmland, on your farmland, you are doing the agriculture practices, and at the other end, you are maintaining some tree species. Okay, and you are artificially maintaining the beehive so that you can rear the population of bees there. Okay, and that's how you can obtain the honey from them again, then and you can use this honey for the different operations and different like medicinal uses and other things. Okay, so it is an integrated farming system. Okay, and honeybees are very important for the farmers, like we are obtaining the honey from them, and other important outputs we are getting, like they are helping our agriculture crop in pollinations. Okay, and if the pollination will be very fruitful, so the crop yield will be enhanced, the farmers income will improve, and farmers are also having an alternate source of income, like they are extracting the honey and other valuable beehive products like the beehive, bee pollen, propolis, royal jelly, bee venoms, and they are supplying it to the market and fetching the good income from all these sources, right? And as I told you, integrated farming, so majorly to promote, there is a need of the time, like we are having very limited areas under the cultivable and the agriculture practices. So these integrated farming practices will help the farmers to engage in multiple income sources at the same time, right? So under this, we can refer to agriculture system, like we can integrate the livestock practices, fishery practices, crop production, horticulture, and beekeeping at the same time, right? And these are the important points. So as I already mentioned you, this mission was launched as a part of Sweet Revolution by the National Bee Board. Okay, and the main aim of launching this mission was to accelerate the production of quality honey, and if the farmers will be capable of producing the quality honey, they can sell this honey in the market and they can have the good prices and they can have the good sources of income in return. Okay, so these are the points to be taken care of, right? Now you can see the total budget outlay. Initially it was 500 crore. Initially it was for the period 2000 like for the first 2 years, and then it was stretched further for 2025-26, and it was implemented under three mini missions. We discussed about the three mini missions in the basic form initially, and now we are talking about these missions in detail. So the mini mission one, okay, so the mini mission one have a target of, it was mainly focusing on how we can improve the production of honey, how we can take specific measures so that the honey that we are obtaining from this beekeeping practices, it will be improved. Okay, so we focus on some improved practices through pollination assisted by adopting, and we focus on scientific beekeeping practices to get good amount of honey and to promote our agriculture productions as well. Then we have the mini mission 2. So what was the main focus of mini mission 2? So the mini mission 2 was mainly concentrated on post harvest management of beekeeping or the beehive product. Like it is mainly focused upon collection, processing, storage, marketing, value addition. Okay. Post harvest management of beekeeping or the beehive products. With a thirst to develop requisite. So when we talk about the mini mission 2, our main focus upon like when we had harvested the bee from a specific area, now we need some infrastructure facility so that we can properly transport, store the product that we had harvested. Okay, so this is about the mini mission 2. And the mini mission 3 is mainly concentrated on research and technology generation. Okay, so as I told you, we are living in a country where there are different climatic zones. The climatic conditions are different. The states are following different type of cropping systems, and there are different type of socio-economic practices. So if we want to encourage the farmers to move ahead in the direction of beekeeping and honey production, we need to focus upon some research and technology generation. So the things will be provided to the farmer in such a manner like the farmer will easily adopt them, and they can use these technologies for improving their sources of income. Okay, now another important points, objectives we had already covered. Although I'm providing you in detailed format, you can see these objectives here also. Okay, so this mission will help in promoting holistic growth of beekeeping industry so that the income of the farmers will improve, as well as we are developing some additional infrastructure facilities so that we can develop quality nucleus stock of honeybees, multiplication of stock by bee breeders, post harvest and marketing facilities, right? And as I told you, the different states are having the different type of cropping systems. They are following the different patterns. They are different climatic zones. So this mission is also working upon setting up the state of the art quality control labs for testing the quality of honey and for other beehive products. Another objective of this mission is to develop blockchain or traceability system. Okay, so this will help you to trace the sources of honey and other beehive products, and using the IT technology in beekeeping like online registrations, like we have this Madhu Kranti portal for online registrations of honey and other bee products. Okay, then these are the objectives under this mission. And another is to develop and facilitate the honey corridors in potential areas where we are observing that this area can have the good population of honeybees. So we need to facilitate them so that we can raise a good population of honeybees there, right? So this is also one of the objective. Agri entrepreneur and agri startups will be promoted. Like most of the farmers will be engaged in these practices. Why? See, there are different opportunities available to you. Like which particular opportunity you prefer to choose? The one which is giving you the most stability. One is which is giving you additional sources of. So similarly, when we focus upon some technologies to boost this particular sector of honeybee production, the farmers will find it that it is a new opportunity that they can focus upon, because here the new technologies are added and now we are about to get good products out of it. Okay, so that's why this mission was launched, that will help in promoting the agri entrepreneurship and agri startups, right? Another is to promote the trade agreements. Okay, to promote the trade agreements like beekeepers, traders, honey processors, and exporters, uh, to promote, develop, and disseminate latest technologies and skill development in beekeeping industries, and for the empowerment of women. Like mostly, the women are the major section of the societies which who suffer the most when they are not having the employment opportunities available around. So that's why our major missions and the schemes, like we have the drone didi mission, Lakhpati didi, mainly the major objective of this mission is to empower the women so that they will have certain sources of income available to them. So this mission will also empower the women. Okay, and although why we are taking the honey production in a mission mode, so that we can maximize the production. Okay, maximize the production, we'll start getting them, we will utilize all the resources so judicially, like whatever the output we were receiving initially, we are about to increase it. Okay, by following all these practices, what will happen, like the output that we were receiving from these specific areas, that will improve. Okay, so that's why we decided to launch a specific mission. Okay, to make all the resources we are investing here, okay, to invest them in so judicial manner. Okay, so this is all about the objectives of this mission, the progress and achievements we had till now. So, in marketing year 2024, from January to December, India produced approximately 1.4 lakh metric tons of natural honey. And these are the different areas where we show developments and progresses. Like we have the infrastructure developments, technology and environment research and excellence, digital initiatives like Madhu Kranti portal, and farmer producer organizations. So there are nearly 100 farmer producer organizations allotted under National Beekeeping and Honey Mission, and 97 FPOs formed till March 2025. So 100 FPOs are allotted for this mission, and out of this, 97 are already formed. Like they had started working in the direction of honeybee beekeeping and honey mission. Okay, another important points like export of natural honey from India. So we are the second largest exporter of honey from India. Okay, and how we reach to this level, because we do some changes in the practices that we are following. Okay, so changes are needed now when we are working on a specific project and we are not getting the good results. So what we do some modifications into the practices that we are following. Okay, so after doing certain modification, we came to know that now the things had improved. So similarly, in this particular, that's why this mission was. Okay, so whatever the practices that initially the farmers are following, who are involved in the beekeeping, basically, they were not getting the good results. So under this mission, some scientific involvements were done, some new technologies were added, so that they will start getting the good output from this sector. Okay, so that let's talk about the India exports a variety of natural honeys like rapeseed mustard honey, eucalyptus honey, lychee honey, sunflower honey, and major Indian states which are majorly involved in the honeybee productions are UP 17%, West Bengal 16%, Punjab 14%, Bihar 12%, and Rajasthan 9%. And how much we had exported in the fiscal year 2023-24, it was nearly 1.07 lakh metric tons. Okay, and this is actually a commendable rise. Okay, in the fiscal year 2020-21, India exported nearly 59,999 metric tons, and now it is nearly double. Okay, so we had progress, like because of this scientific technologies, we had improved a lot. And to which specific countries we had exported our natural honey? So we had exported our natural honeys to USA, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Libya. Okay. And as per the July 2025 data, this is the recent data. And if we look at the monthly dashboard of July 2025, which is prepared by APEDA and CRISIL, globally, India is the second largest exporter of honey. Okay, so India is the second largest exporter of honey, right? As of marketing year 2024, up from the ninth rank in 2020, right? And you can see the chart here. In the fiscal year 2020-21, our production was this, and in the fiscal 2023-24, our production has increased. So we follow all these scientific measures, and now we can see the results of all. Okay. Now moving ahead, let's talk about the National Bee Board. So when was the National Bee Board established, and in particular which sector the National Bee Board work? Okay, and what are the specific objectives that were decided with this board establishment? So this board, the National Bee Board, was registered as a society under Societies Registration Act of 1860 on 19th of July 2000, and it was reconstituted under the chairmanship of Secretary ANC in June 2006. Right? The main objective when this particular board was established, like we need to focus upon the overall development and the scientific beekeeping. Why there's a need to have the scientific beekeeping uh, why there's a need to have scientific beekeeping, so that the overall production that we are about to get from honeybees, that will increase. Okay, as well as pollination will improve, the crop will start giving us a good production, and as well as honey production will be improved, so that the farmers will have an additional source of income. And this National Bee Board, as like the as like we talk about the NABARD, we talk about NCCF, they are the nodal agencies. So similarly, it is also recognized as a nodal agency which is working for the overall development promotion of scientific beekeeping in the country. Okay, and one of the major scheme that is implemented by National Bee Board is National Beekeeping and Honey Mission. This is important as it is in news, that's why it can be asked in your examination. Now the another important topic. Okay, so this is a news of 4th of November 2020. So what happened? Like APEDA. We talk about APEDA. We not we Are you aware about APEDA? What is the full form of APEDA? The students who are there in the class, please mention in the comment box what is the full form of APEDA. Any idea? Am I clearly audible and visible to you guys? Yeah. Please mention in the comment box. Then we will move forward. What is the full form of AVEDA? Any idea? No idea? Okay, let me tell then. You guys are not responding. I have to tell that. So APEDA stands for, yeah, very good, Krishnadeep Das. Yeah, agricultural, yeah, agriculture produce export development authority. There is some modification needed. Yes, yeah, Ankul has also mentioned. Yeah, so it is an export development authority which is related with agriculture and processed products. Okay, agriculture and processed food products. Okay, and it comes under, so please do not confuse that APEDA comes under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. No, APEDA is related with the export and it is related with the business. So it comes under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Okay, so it is a very important news. Like in earlier class, we talk about Indie lime and one more variety of lime which were exported to New York. And in this particular current affairs session, we are talking about the first export of fortified rice kernel (FRK) from Chhattisgarh to Costa Rica. Okay, so first time consignment of, you not need to remember the amount, that is 12 metric ton. Okay, so fortified rice kernel are exported from Chhattisgarh to Costa Rica. So this is a very important, like we are sufficient enough. We are producing the good quality of certain thing that other countries are asking us to have the import of these commodities from our country. So they are indirectly supporting our economy. Okay, they are directly supporting our economy. So this initiative aligns with the visionary program of the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, Kuposhan Mukt Bharat. Okay, so why we started producing the fortified rice kernel? Because like whatever the food commodities that we are consuming, we are talking about the food fortification. So that means we are adding the additional nutrition to a specific food commodity. Why there is a need arises? So that we can we can eliminate the chances of malnutrition, and we can work forward in the direction of malnutrition free India. Okay, so it was implemented under the Poshan Abhiyan, through which the FCI is distributing fortified rice across the country. So FCI, we know about the FCI, Food Corporation of India. So now the Food Corporation of India is distributing the fortified rice, okay, across the country. The main region of distributing the fortified rice, so that our country will become malnutrition free India. Okay, fortified rice, like we had artificially added the additional nutritional value to the rice that we are consuming. Okay, now so this export marked as a significant step in integrating India's domestic nutrition mission with global outreach. Like we are working for certain things to improve the nutritional value at the domestic level, and it is also getting a global outreach. Okay, global recognition it is also getting, right. Now, another important point, yeah, and the state of Chhattisgarh has made continuous effort to promote the export of rice and fortified rice products, enabling the state's farmers. So when you get a target, like you get a specific order, like this much amount you have to export to some other countries, so that's how the farmers of that specific area will get one extra um, like tender, like they have to work or they have to produce that extra additional amount of certain commodity. So in that manner, the farmers income, the income of the farmers who are living in this particular area will improve. Okay, so that will enable the states, farmers, millers, and the exporters, so that they will get the additional recognitions in the international market, because now they are sufficient enough to produce a certain commodity which is for themselves and for international markets as well. Okay, and this successful export of fortified rice kernel to Costa Rica highlights Chhattisgarh's growing role in global supply chain for nutrition and rich food products. So, in the last session, we talk about two different varieties of lemon from Karnataka and the Tamil Nadu. They were getting the global recognition. And here we are talking about a specific fortified rice kernel from Chhattisgarh that is getting the global recognition. Okay, so that is a very good point to mention and good point to remember as well, because you might have the question later in your exam. Okay, now, there's a general awareness question from this portion. Who is the chairman of APEDA? So, Abhishek Dev was also present during this particular occasion. Okay, and he congratulated the exporters and the stockholders who are actually involved in achieving this milestone. He mentioned about the fortified rice, like why we started producing the fortified rice, because we want to make our country malnutrition free. And now this specific fortified rice is getting the recognition at the international level. So it is a very good achievement for us. Okay. And that's how the different things were discussed during this. So this consignment was facilitated and it was further transported or to the Costa Rica. Okay, and the president, the Rice Exporter Association of Chhattisgarh, Shri Mukesh Jain. Okay, he appreciated the support extended by APEDA. Okay, so this particular association of Chhattisgarh is working in the rice exporting. Okay, and this association received the support from APEDA, and APEDA work in facilitating this export to another country. Okay, so all these are important. Now, one important point that you should aware about. So I'm mentioning it. This particular paragraph, you can take the screenshot of this paragraph, because from this portion we can expect a good question in our examination. Now, what is it? What is the fortified rice kernel? What is it? So this is very important. You can take the screenshot or you can get the notes of the classes as well. So what is it like, how it is produced? So fortified rice kernel, how it is produced when we blend the rice flour with micronutrient like iron, folic acid, and vitamin B12. So this particular kernel is rich in iron, folic acid, that is B12, okay, and B9. So it is rich in B12 and B9, and these nutrients are extruded and shaped to resemble rice grains, which are then blended with regular rice at a predetermined ratio to enhance the nutritional value of the staple. And the export of this fortified rice kernel underscores India's technological capability in food fortification and its commitment to global food security and nutritional improvement. Okay? So it shows that how much technologically sound we are, that we are working in the food fortification in a very well manner, and we are committed to make our country food secure, and we are also working in the direction of making the global food security and nutritional improve. Okay, so this shows our commitment in this particular direction. Okay, so this is all about it. I think this thing is clear to you. Now, another important point that you should know. So, Sehkar se Samriddhi. So, Amul, we know about the Amul. Amul Doodh Pita hai India. So, we are pleased to announce that Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, and it is mentioned as Amul. It has been ranked the number one cooperative in the world. Okay, so it can be a question which of the following is a number one cooperative in the world as per the report by World Cooperative Monitor for the year 2025, which is released by ICA and URIS. Okay, so this is a very important point. And the second cooperative in the world. Okay, number second cooperative in the world is, we are pleased to announce that IFCO has been ranked the number two cooperative in the world. So IFCO comes as a number two cooperative in the world, and Amul is a number one cooperative in the world. Okay, so this is important. Clear? Now we have another important news. So that is now clear to you. So certain amount of fortified rice kernel is exported to Costa Rica, and 20 metric ton amount of fortified rice from Chhattisgarh is exported to Papua New Guinea, and that is a news of 5th of November. So similar, all the things are mentioned that we had already covered. Okay, and the similar things are mentioned here, but as a news is important, like this is another consignment, so that's why I had included it, all the things here for you. And you can see the name of, you should know about the Abhishek Dev, who is a chairman of okay, and here he commended the exporter, Messrs. Sponge Enterprise Private Limited Raipur, and other stakeholders who work in this direction, okay, to make this consignment and the project successful, right? So Shri Mukesh Jain, President, the Rice Exporter Association of Chhattisgarh, expressed gratitude, like how APEDA helped uh, in the facilitation, in the export facilitation, okay, so that the Chhattisgarh is capable of exporting that much amount of fortified rice to Papua New Guinea. Okay, so this is another important news, and it is also manufactured in such a manner that we had already covered, so it is important, right? Now moving ahead, another important, so this is also a very important news that we have to discuss now, that is very important examination point. So let's talk about it. Yeah, is it clear, aspirants? We are getting all these points. So you need to know about the fortified rice kernel. Okay, fortified rice kernel is enriched in folic acid, vitamin B12, and iron. Okay, and we talk about the specific state, that is Chhattisgarh. We talk about the rice exporter. We talk about the APECA, right? So all these things are very important. Yeah. Now moving ahead, let's talk about the another important point, that is National Technical Textile Mission. National Technical Textile Mission supports the development of indigenous thermal testing instruments for protecting protective textile in association with NITRA, and that is a news of 6th of November 2020. Okay. Why I mentioned this particular news here? See, here we are talking about some indigenous thermal testing instruments. Okay, so please mention the name of this thermal testing instruments in your notebook. Why it is important? Because it can be the part of your agri engineering plus current, right? Yeah. Yes. Very good evening, Shivasti. Very good evening to you. Okay, so let's move ahead. Let's talk about it. So, this is a national technical textile mission and it is an initiative by the Ministry of Textile. Okay, and has successfully supported the development. So, now we are capable of uh, having this instrument. Now, we had developed three indigenous instruments and they will work for testing the convective, radiant, and contact, that is, conductive heat resistance to protective textiles. Okay, so these three are the ways through which the heat radiations transfer. Na? So these three instruments will work like how we can resist the how we can resist the heat of this protective textiles. Okay, and this innovative project developed by NITRA. So NITRA stands for Northern India Textile Research Association. Okay, so it can be a question like NITRA is associated with what? So NITRA is associated with textile industry. NITRA is associated with textile industry. So it is important, right? And this initiative is also developed by NITRA and it marks as a key step towards building self-reliant testing capabilities in the Indian textile sector. Now, so this National Technical Textile Mission sponsored project titled Indigenously Developed State-of-the-Art Instruments, and these instruments will test the convective, radiant, and conducive properties of protective textile, has resulted in the creation of. So, under this particular project, three precision systems were created: the convective heat tester, the radiant heat tester, and the contact conductive heat tester. Okay, and what these instruments will do, these instruments will enable evaluation of, okay, with the help of these instruments we can evaluate the thermal resistant properties in material that is used for firefighter suits, industrial protective clothing, and defense applications where heat protection is critical. Okay, so there are certain sectors where the heat protection is very much needed. Okay, so test them that these particular sectors are having the specific suits which are resistant to the heat. These three different indigenous testers are developed. Okay, so this is important. Now you can see these are convective heat tester, this is radiant heat tester, this is conductive heat tester. Okay, and sometimes it happen like in your exam you can have the questions related to ISO. So I'll suggest you please have this ISO mentioned in your. Okay. Now moving ahead, let's talk about uh, some important points related to this NITRA and these instruments. So they are developed indigenously, like whatever the technologies we had used in the development of these three different types of testers, all are indigenously, like they are not from any other country. Okay, and these instruments, when we start using these instruments to test the heat resistance, the performance they offer is comparably comparative to other important instrument is quite effective. Okay, which while being significant more affordable and price between 5 to 10 lakh compared to 15 to 40 lakhs for imported models. So now the individuals who are involved in this specific sector and they had started using these testers, they are more affordable, so that will lead to this this will lead their income, this will save their incomes as well. Okay, so it these testers will help in getting like the test for the heat resistance more affordably, right? So reduction in cost and the lead time is expected to expand access to high quality testing across a wider range of industries and institutions. Okay, and now another important point that is very important to be considered here, that let's talk about it. The technology has been successfully transferred to. So this technology was tested. Okay, these testers were tested, like they are giving us a good results or not. And after testing this technology, it is further transferred to Messer Asian Test Equipment Private Limited. Where it is located at Ghaziabad. Okay, so that we can start using this technology for commercialization, and it is in line with government's Make in India initiative. Okay, and this instrument have already been installed and validated at Messer ACE Incorporation Kanpur at the Center for Fire, Explosive and Environment Safety CFES DRDO Delhi, and are now commercially available on Trade India, India Mart and Alibaba platforms. So on these platforms, these testers are available, and these specific organizations had started using these testers, okay, and they are indigenously developed, they are cost effective, and they are giving us a good results. Okay? So that's why these testers, you should have the knowledge of these testers and why these testers are specifically designed. Okay, so this is important. Okay, now moving ahead, you can see that so with when any such technology is indigenously available, so the testing and at affordable prices, right? So the individuals who are working in this specific sector, they can easily get these testers, right? So this testing duration has also reduced from about, so earlier it was 30 days, now the testing duration has also reduced from 30 days to 3 to 5 days. The testing cost, earlier the testing cost was rupees 25,000 to 40,000 per sample. Now it has reduced to 6,000 to 10,000. Okay, so that's how greatly improving ease of access for Indian manufacturers and R&D organization. These kind of advantages we will have because of these indigenous testers, and institutions like CFES, DRDO have reported satisfactory performance. Like this system, these testers are giving them the satisfactory results. And according to Nitra, the instruments have been developed based on extensive field experience with imported models, ensuring world-class performance standards while fostering technological self-reliance. Right? And this complete project is funded by NTTM, that is National Technical Textile Mission. So, so when you get the funds for doing a specific project under a specific organization, okay, you have all the opportunities, like you are having the fund allocated, and now you have started working to develop certain technologies which is in promotion of Make in India initiative. So you will do an extra effort and you will get the good results out of it, right? And this technology is in align with the national vision of promoting innovation, sustainability, and self-reliance sector. Okay, so that's all about the current affair events which you have to cover. Okay, so I think the things are clear to you. So these are certain important current affair events from the last or the from the first week of November. Okay, and this is a crash course which is available on the application of Oliveboard. But guys, you can take admission in this crash course and you can start doing your questions with us. In this crash course, you will be provided with the live classes to cover your ESI portion, portion. So make sure if you're preparing for NABARD this year, you should have this course for your better preparations. Okay, so here I'm ending the session for now. We'll meet in the next class. Bye bye and all the very